Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy QT here, and I am here to do a little Q&A with with the homies. I had some people on Twitter and on my personal Facebook account. I had people ask me some questions, so we have like a good solid mix of like questions that are more or less like joking questions. We have like actual questions, so I'm gonna be doing kind of like an intermix of both. Just going back and forth. I'm not gonna be doing like all like joking questions and all serious ones. I'm gonna be kind of just like jumping back and forth between them, and we'll kind of go from there. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, leave a like, comment your favorite part, and make sure to subscribe if you're new. And let's get right on into it. So first question we have here is my boy Wildberry, and he asks, is a hot dog a sandwich, and if so, is a Pop-Tart ravioli? So my opinion about the whole hot dog being a sandwich thing is that my thought process is that if it has bread, okay, so you have like two sides of the bread essentially, even though I know for hot dog buns are typically like connected together, but it's kind of the same thing if you're getting a po' boy. Usually sometimes the bread's connected and sometimes it's in separate parts. I still feel that in a way a hot dog is still a sandwich. It just may not be the most typical sandwich you usually find. Considering that it has like all the contents in the middle between essentially two pieces of bread, even though they're connected together like on the base. So I do feel like hot dog is a sandwich. I mean, everything is up for debate and deliberation, and everyone has their own opinion on stuff. So obviously some people may think I'm crazy for saying it's a sandwich. Some people may drastically agree with me saying that it is, and there's always going to be those debates. And so for me, I personally think a hot dog is a sandwich. And now, if so, is a Pop-Tart a ravioli? So when you think about a ravioli, in instance, when you have like a fried ravioli, it's like the breading that's completely covered, and then on the inside are typically, when you eat raviolis, they have like cheese in it of some sort. So in a sense, a Pop-Tart is, on the inside in the middle is like this fruit base or whatever it is, kind of fruit, like what kind of Pop-Tart you're buying. Because typically I like the hot fudge sundae ones. Those are probably my favorite ones I like. And obviously I like the OG, like blueberry and stuff like that. So I'd probably say I would say it's like a fruit ravioli or whatever, like I said, whatever flavor ravioli that may be, depending on what kind of flavor you get. So yeah, so I'd say a hot dog is a sandwich, and then I would go ahead and say that Pop-Tart's a ravioli. Next we have Demon Child, and he asked, if you're rowing in your canoe and the wheel falls off, how many sticks of butter does it take to flip the pancake? So when you think about it, a canoe is about, let's say, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet, depending on what kind of canoe you're in. And then the wheel falls off. Okay, so that's something you got to worry about, because when your canoe loses its wheel, like you can't take it on those fast slopes, because the wheel is usually used there to like catch you on a rock if you're going too fast, and then if the wheel falls off, you're just out of luck. So then how many sticks of butter does it take to flip pancakes? So now when you think about it, now flipping a pancake, if you put the sticks of butter on it before you flip it, and I feel like it'd be a lot harder to flip. So I feel like you would really not have any sticks of butter to flip the pancake, because you usually typically put sticks of butter on after you're done cooking the pancake. So based off of that question, I would say 0. But then again, this question does not make sense at all. So honestly, who cares? No, I'm totally kidding. But that was a pretty funny one. Next we have my buddy Sparks. How do you feel about opossums? So for those of you that may not know, my good friend Recycled Lemons, a while ago, this was like months and months ago, he came into my stream and he started using these weird looking like possum emotes, and I forgot where. I think he said he got them from like some other streamer or something. And so he started like using them, and then other people were using them and stuff. And I mentioned about how like I started making fun of it, essentially saying how ugly the emote is. It just looks like a sewer rat. And so it started this long ongoing joke. And I basically told him, I said, look, dude, if you keep using this emote in my chat, I'm gonna ban you. And usually when I've told people that if I'm gonna ban them, I end up doing it. I've even done it to my mods, and then obviously I go and remod them right after. But so he knew that I was about what I was saying that if he continued to put that ugly sewer rat emote in my chat, that I was gonna ban him. So this is a note to anybody on Twitch that knows me. and comes into my streams and hangs out in my chat, if you ever step foot in my chat and use that opossum emote, I'm dropping the ban hammer. Just letting you know. Just putting it out there. If you don't watch this video, then you wouldn't have known. But if you watch this and you still do it, then I don't know what else to tell you. So I got my buddy Mark. Heard you're secretly a spy from Florida sent down to Louisiana to spy on us. I mean, that's what a spy would do. It would spy and collect data on our food. Is this true? So what's kind of funny is that I'm not from Florida, but I used to live in Florida for a few years. A while ago, when I was younger, I used to live in Jacksonville, Florida for a few years because my dad had moved for work. And so we moved there. We lived in Jacksonville for 3 years, and then we came back. So I'm originally from New Orleans, Metairie area. That's where I'm from in Louisiana. But yeah, so we lived in Florida for a few years. So that's why I'm pretty sure that's why he came up with Florida, or that was just a coincidence. But no, I am not a spy to collect data on food. Got my buddy Sog Monkey. How many shinies did you get during the Kanto tour? But as you see, he did not say did you get. He said how many shinies you get during the Kanto tour, because you know, for those that don't know, my man Monkey can't type or say anything or talk or anything like that of the sort. So so for those that don't know about Pokemon Go, they recently had an event in the game known as the Pokemon Go Kanto Tour. So essentially what that was for a full 12-hour period from 9 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, your local time, had an event where each hour rotated a spawn of Pokemon, all from the first generation. So basically, you would think that in a 12-hour span of a special event, that would boost the chances of you finding shiny Pokemon. Well, guess what? Not for me. In the full 12 hours that I was playing in this event, which, by the way, you had to pay $15 to have a ticket for this event to participate, I got 2 shinies all day. 2. You want to know what my shinies were? Squirtle and Magikarp. Magikarp was a community day last year. You want to know how many shiny Magikarp I got in one day of its community day presents? Over 20. I caught over 20 shiny Magikarp during a community day. One of the 2 shinies I got in this special probably one time in a million on Pokemon Go, paying $15 where the community days are free. I got 2 shinies. Both are ones that I already have. I already have multiple shiny Squirtles. I have over, like I said, 20 shiny Magikarps, and I got 2 the entire day. 2. So I've had to give my opinion on the event. It sucked. But to everybody else that got 20, 30, 40 plus shinies, they all got their money's worth. I didn't. So in my opinion, it sucked, and it was a waste of my money. Buddy Austin types, where do you see your streaming career 3 years from now? So I usually don't really look too forward in my career path as far as what I'm doing. I kind of just take it one day at a time with everything. Now, obviously, there are people that, you know, do take plans into account of, you know, when they get a job, you're like, okay, like, where do you see yourself with this job in 5 years? Do you see yourself moving up? Do you see yourself possibly not even working at this job anymore? You know, what are your end goal? What's your 5-year, 10-year, 15-year plan? You know, so I kind of take streaming as I do any job. You know, I do any activity that I put a lot of time in. You know, I don't really look that far ahead with streaming. I try to take it one day at a time, one stream at a time. You know, I do what I can to improve the quality of my streams. I try to take into account what it is that I'm streaming. Am I having fun with what I'm doing? Is it something that seems like it's enjoyable for people to watch? You know, I take a lot of that into account. Now, obviously, there's going to be times when I still choose to play games that I want to play, because that's what it's supposed to be. The whole point of streaming is that you play games that you like to play, and nothing else matters. And that's just that's the full end of it. You know, I do streaming because I enjoy playing the games I like to play. I enjoy that people may want to watch me play the games, depending on if it has a good story. I'm good at the game. You know, I enjoy entertaining people. Those are the reasons why I stream, and that it means a lot to me. is that I've put so much effort and time into streaming that I've built it to what it is today, and it also doesn't go anywhere without the help of you guys. You know, you homies out there that are out there supporting me, being there for me, you know, helping me improve things that could, you know, increase my chances of getting better with this. You know, just everything. You know, I'm not at the place that I'm at with streaming if it isn't for you guys. So you all truly mean so much to me, and it means the world. It really does. And so as far as where I see myself with streaming 3 years from now, if I had to make a guess, because I'm not going to sit here and say that I plan this out 3 years from now, because not many people do. Some people might, but not everybody. I'm just not one of those people. But, you know, I still hope to think that I'm still going to be streaming 3 years from now. That's definitely a goal. You know, I'm hoping to, you know, one day make this a full-time thing. You know, everybody does. Everybody wishes that they could just get on their computer or their gaming console and just stream. You know, just hang out with your friends and play games and do it for a living. You know, that's the dream for people that want to do stuff like this. And so that's definitely a goal for me, is that, you know, like for a good, pretty close to a year from now, I definitely want to be, you know, just finding every day. I just want to take my time and, you know, take the opportunities I can to improve things and, you know, make things better for myself, and, you know, just to keep growing. You know, it's every day I have to grow. No matter what it is, I have to grow a little bit here and there, different areas, you know, playing new games, meeting new people, you know, just building upon everything that I've worked so far into it, and just keep going from there and see what happens, you know, because like I said, I don't plan ahead too far with things like this, or just work in general. You know, I just take it one day at a time. That's all I can do, and that's all I can control. It's just what I can do in one day and how that affects my next day. So,
and my wonderful girlfriend Sarah wanted to ask me if there was a career that I would have that didn't involve video games, what would it be? So when I took the time to think about it, I definitely think that it would have to be something dealing with working with children. So right now I'm currently working at the Center for Autism and Related Disorders, working as a therapist. Now, do I see myself having that as a career? Possibly, possibly not. But if I really had to think about it and what I would want to do for a career that didn't involve video games, it would definitely be probably a teacher or a basketball coach at a high school or a junior high or whatever grade level it would be. I do love teaching, and especially for something that I played for a very long time, I could definitely see myself being a basketball coach. So if it wasn't video games, that's probably what I would be doing.
So I also, like I said, I put my post up on Facebook to try to see if I could find some more people that'd be willing to ask me some questions. And so I have a couple of my friends. I have my brother on here. They all asked me a few questions, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to answer their questions, and then I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So my buddy Mark once again asked, you can only play one gaming console the rest of your life. What is it? PC is not a gaming console, and you can't modify the console to play any games not currently supported naturally. So I would have to say that if I had to choose one gaming console for the rest of my life, what would it be? For me personally, I would probably have to say the Nintendo Switch for me right now is probably like my all-time favorite console to have. As far as it being something that I can dock and then use on a TV or a monitor, and then I can also use it on the go. Also, you know, Pokemon is typically only like Nintendo, so I assume that, you know, they're never going to release anything like that for the PlayStation or whatever. So, I mean, as much as I love the PlayStation, that I have specific games I play on there, I think as far as, you know, if I'm trying to go somewhere and still play games, I can still do that with the Switch. I can't do that currently with any of the other consoles that are out, or as far as consoles that I haven't had actual experience with. So my buddy Jason asked, if Destin had to choose between the Saints or LSU, who would he pick and why? Okay, so a lot of you probably don't know. My buddy Destin is an old friend of mine. I've known him since, oh gosh, I've probably known him since middle school, perhaps. It's been a very long time since I've known him. Good friend of mine. He's also a diehard Saints and LSU fan. So this is tough, honestly. This is probably pretty tough. I would say that if he had to choose between the Saints or LSU, I have to think that he would choose LSU. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because, honestly, out of the two, I feel like he's talked more about LSU and has gone to more LSU games than he has talked about and gone to, like, the Saints games and stuff like that. Like, he loves the Superdome, he loves New Orleans and everything like that. But as far as, like, if I think I had to choose between whether he would pick the Saints or LSU, I would go with the fact that he would probably choose LSU. And also because he's one of those people that is not just only into the team, but he's into everything that surrounds LSU. You know, like, he loves the school, like, he loves the mascot. He also loves the band. For people that don't know, he's really into, like, band music. And so he always, like, anytime I've hung out with him, he'll always just be, like, on YouTube watching LSU bands, like, performing and stuff. And he's all into that. So that's why I feel like LSU would definitely get an edge over him picking the Saints. Now it can, like I said, it can go one way or the other. Like, I could be completely wrong and he would pick the Saints. I would have to ask him, because I don't even know if he could choose. But if I feel like I had to make the decision for him, then I would think that it would be LSU over the Saints. And that's just how I feel about it. But it's definitely a hard question. Knowing him, like, how much he loves both, like, so much, I really feel like it's so equal. It's really hard to tell. So that was a good one. That was funny. Then my brother asks my favorite movie / show / anime, inspirations to start streaming, and why would also be cool. So I'll start with the first one. My favorite movie. That's a tough one. I would probably have to say my favorite movie. I'd have to say that if I picked my favorite movie, it would be probably Hurricane Season. So what that movie is about, it's about a basketball team in New Orleans that got affected by Katrina, and they basically had to rebuild their team from scratch. Like, they had to pick up all these new players for the team. They had to completely renovate and fix their gym. You know, they went through a lot of turmoil with just Katrina and everything. So that story resonated a lot with me, because growing up I loved basketball. I played it ever since like up until high school. I even played a little bit of intramural basketball in college. So I played it for a very long time, and I love the game still. I just don't play it as much anymore. But at the time when I was watching it, it really meant a lot to me, just because, like, during that time I was playing a lot of basketball, and just seeing, you know, the true passion and love for the game, and how much they put forth into rebuilding their community with their school and the team and just everything around it, you know, just building up all the hype for the team. Then they end up going to the championship, and it's an incredible story. It's an incredible movie. One of my favorite actors, Forrest Whitaker, is the head coach of the team, and he's one of my favorite actors. And so that's another reason why I really like the movie, and it's amazing. So if you have a chance to, if you're into sports movies at all, or if you're really into basketball, I highly recommend you go check out Hurricane Season if you can. Now my favorite show. That's another thing. I haven't really watched a lot of, like, actual shows in a while, just 'cause I don't really watch TV anymore. I know, like, a lot of shows are, like, also on, like, Hulu and Netflix and stuff. I would probably say that one of my favorite just regular TV shows would probably be That 70s Show, because I used to rewatch it, like, all the time on Netflix or Hulu, whatever platform it was on. And I used to just watch it all the time. Like, I would, like, even when I finished all the way through, I would just every now and again would just come back to it. I'd start rewatching it, and the show is just so, like, just naturally funny, and I just love it. It's so awesome, and it kind of reminds me back in the day when I first started watching it, when it first initially came out, and then over the years of, like, not watching it and then just going back to it and revisiting the episodes and seeing all the really funny scenes and the character development, the relationships, like, you know, just everything about the show is just so good, and I love all the actors, and it's a really well made show. So I'd probably say that's my favorite, like, regular TV show. Now my favorite anime. This was a tough one, because I've had a lot of different opinions about what I would say is my favorite anime. Obviously, you know, for a lot of people that don't know, I've always said that my favorite anime for a very long time was Naruto. I even have a tattoo to prove. I can't really show it right now because I'm wearing this. I'm wearing, like, a long sleeve shirt. Can't really show it, but I have a Anbu Black Ops tattoo on my shoulder. I can put up a picture up here on the screen if I remember to do that, and if I can find it, it'll be up here on the screen. But it was my very first tattoo I ever got, and it is a tattoo that I share with my younger brother. We got that one together, and it's just, it's a super cool moment to remember. It's a really cool like marking that's actually from the show, so there's actual characters in Naruto that have that marking on them, that like signifies that they're an elite class of ninja within the Naruto world. And so I think that's really cool, and that was something that I wanted to get to also have something that matches with my brother, because we both shared an interest in it, and I kind of got him into watching Naruto a lot, and so he started getting a lot more interest in the show once I was introducing it to him, and we were watching more episodes together, and I was kind of explaining more of the lore about the show with him. So that's why Naruto resides a lot of love for me, is where that comes from. Is that I started watching it as a kid, and then growing up kind of grew out of it, but then I got back into it, and I just absolutely love the show. As far as like some of my new loves for anime, I would definitely say that My Hero Academia was definitely one that I started getting really into, that I started loving a lot, with all the characters and the story, and I love the whole aspect of like an underdog, like not really having like a lot of abilities and then like working their way up and things like that. So that was really something that resonated with me, and why I really liked My Hero Academia. A newest one that came out, I believe it came out 2 years ago, is Demon Slayer. They just announced recently that they're coming out with a second season, and I am super hyped about that because I love Demon Slayer. It's such a good anime that, like, just the fight scenes, the characters, and all the different demons they're fighting, and just everything about the show is just so good. And it's, oh my gosh, it's such a, I feel like it's more or less like such an underrated anime because not a lot of people I see talk about it. But the fact that they just released the second season for this year, and I still need to watch the movie. I heard the movie was really good. It made a lot of money in the box office in Japan and everywhere out there that it aired. So I'm really excited to one day hopefully watch the movie. I heard it was really good, so I'm super excited to see that. And I'm just super stoked for season 2. I can't wait till the first episode drops, because I will definitely be watching it the first night that it drops. So I'm really excited about that. So I would definitely say that Naruto is probably my overall favorite anime. And then My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer, shows like that are definitely up there with Naruto. And obviously I do want to start watching some newer ones. There's definitely a lot of animes that I'm sleeping on, or have slept on, and I need to try to get into. Another one I've been hearing a lot about recently is Jujutsu Kaisen, to get back in my anime grind. And the final part of his question is asking inspirations to start streaming and why would also be cool. So my main inspiration for streaming is the fact that, like I said, I love entertaining people. I love being able to play games with my friends and share it to other people that may not be wanting to play the games, but they may be wanting to watch people play the game. So that's the thing that I do, is that if I'm not really so much interested in a specific game, I may just want to go on YouTube or Twitch and just like watch somebody else play the game. And I get to see them experiencing it. I get to see what kind of decisions they make while they play, because a lot of times when you're playing games, the decisions you make in the game are very crucial, and also determines how your game ends. So if I decide to watch somebody play a game and I don't really more or less like the way that their game ended, I may try to, if I do decide to play the game, I may try to play it completely different. Or if it's a game that's not really like that and it always just has the same ending for everybody, then it still also may not be a game that I'm really into. So then I'll just enjoy watching them play the game, because they're also entertaining. They provide good commentary. They play the game very well. There's a lot of mix of reasons why I choose to watch somebody, whether it's on YouTube after the fact or on Twitch while they're currently playing the game live. So those are like a lot of the factors that I go into it. But that's just a main reason why I enjoy streaming so much, is that I love entertaining. I love the fact that people can come and hang out with me while I play games. They can ask me questions. They can just talk about the game with me. We can troubleshoot things if stuff goes wrong in the game. We can just talk about life. We just hang out with the homies, and you get the game, and it's just a lot of fun. Another big inspiration for wanting to really push for streaming is my mom. So for a lot of people that know, a lot of people that don't know, my mom is currently battling with breast cancer, and she's been dealing with it for a very long time now. The first time she ever got diagnosed with breast cancer was in May of 2009. And over the past few years, it's gotten not so great. It's gotten a lot worse ever since she was first diagnosed. she was battling with it for a while. She got cleared fully. She was, she was doing good for so many years, and then all of a sudden it just came back again, and it came back a lot worse. So she's currently dealing with a lot of issues. She's slowly starting to show a lot of progression through all the stuff that she's been dealing with for the past couple of years, which is, a big motivation for me to want to like use my platform for something good, which is why last year in October I set out a goal to do a charity stream to raise money for breast cancer awareness, and we ended up raising over $1,000, which was just mind-blowing. The event was so awesome. My brother and my girlfriend were there with me. I had a lot of my friends and people that care about me and want to support me. They were there if they could be. I know a lot of people felt bad that they couldn't be there, but I know a lot of people had stuff going on. I had incentives for the stream. It was just a lot of fun, and it meant a lot to me. And so a big motivation for me to wanting to stream is just like seeing my mom go through so much has just really taught me about how short life is, and that I should really try to push for things that mean a lot to me and that I have passion for. And so wanting to stream and putting so much time and effort into it has really just shown me that I'm going to continue doing this until I just don't enjoy it anymore. And I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to improve. And I'm just going to keep pushing forward with it. And nothing's going to stop me. I'm going into this knowing that I'm trying to not only make myself proud of what I'm doing, but everyone else around me, my loved ones and my friends, just everybody that supports me, is that I want to prove to people that you can come from not being someone who's popular, someone that didn't have a lot of friends growing up, just showing people that you can make anything happen if you truly put the time and effort in and you have a passion for it. And I truly have a passion for what I'm doing, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. And that is a fact. I kind of ended on a pretty touchy note, but that was just something that I wanted to touch on, and I'm glad that I kind of kept that for last, because that's definitely something I wanted to really cap off. Just everything I've been talking about, and just really like give people a message to let them know that you truly can do anything you want to, and don't let anybody stop you from doing that. If you put the time in, you put the effort in, you have the passion, and you love what you're doing, then you can do anything. And that's the truth. Okay, I gotta get my stuff. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you, everybody that submitted some questions for the Q&A today. It really does mean a lot. Hoping to do another one of these in the near future. Hopefully get some more different varieties of questions. But this is a lot of fun. I get to learn a little bit more about me. Whether it was some funny questions or more serious ones. I'm always open to anybody asking me anything, whether that's just through Twitter, through my streams when I'm on Twitch, just anything. Always feel free to ask me anytime. My DMs are always open. I know a lot of people aren't really comfortable with like just going into someone's DMs to ask them questions. Whatever it is, you can find me on Discord as well. If you're not really willing to make the first jump, then just hit me up and just be like, hey, I want to talk, or just anything, and I'll get to you, and I'll message you, and you put something out there, and I'm gonna reach out as much as I possibly can when I can, because I'm always wanting to help. And so if you ever need it, always feel free to come talk to me. If you ever feel like you're in need for energy and you want to have something good to drink and you don't want to be drinking any of that Monster, Red Bull, any of that stuff that has a good bit of sugar and makes you crash, I'm affiliated with Rogue Energy. So this stuff is really good. Has 0 sugar, 0 calories, has a lot of good flavors. My 2 favorite flavors currently right now is blue raspberry and grape popsicle. They come in these little individual packets, so you just open up the packet and empty it into 16 ounces of water, shake it up, and you're ready to go. They also have tubs if you're looking to get something more in bulk. They also have hydration formulas, so basically it's the same thing as the energy. It just doesn't have all the caffeine in it. It's just there for the flavoring. They also have extreme energy, which has about 300 milligrams of caffeine. These regular energies have 175 milligrams of caffeine. So these products aren't really recommended for anyone that's under the age of 18 just because of the caffeine intake. Unless you're looking just to get the hydration, then they have those available as well. They also have these awesome shakers. So right here I have the Pink Rogue Energy Shaker. I really like this one because it just, it's something that always reminds me about my mom. I always have something pink with me. It always just reminds me of that. So this is definitely like a must cop for me. They also have a lot of cool other color variations for shakers. And they also have I also forgot to mention, they also have a shake flavor that is cookies and cream. I haven't yet to try that. I've yet to try that. I heard it's really good, so I might be looking to try that out in the future. But yeah, so you can go ahead and head on over to rogueenergy.com. And when you go to cop anything, whether it's a starter kit, just individual packets, tubs, shakers, anything, use my code QuickTrig with the capital Q, capital T, double G's, QuickTrig. You can get 10% off of your order. That's right. You can get 10% off using my code. You can't beat it. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight. Much love to you. Thank you for tuning into the video. And once again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment your favorite part, and subscribe if you're new to be updated when videos go live next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Much love, homies.